So we all know that our Lighthouse Base stations communicate with each other pretty well. But what if something very unfortunate happens to one of them while they're talking? Well, I decided to test it out. To give my lighthouses an even greater challenge, I'll be placing them at medium height. And then, during the middle of the room setup process, I'll be unplugging the other. And then I'll see how the tracking is during a game, because that's when you'll be walking around the most. Here, you can see me running the room startup process with the two Lighthouse Base stations active. But then at this point in the setup process, you'll see that I actually unplug one of the lighthouses. The application takes a few moments to realize the lighthouse is no longer connected. But it still allows me to run through the process, and it works pretty well at this point. I start to get pretty excited. But of course, I hold my full judgment till I start actually playing a game. And it works okay until I realize there's a problem. You might have already noticed too. When the screen turns blue, that means it loses tracking. The headset tracking continues to work, but only when you're looking toward the lighthouse. If you look away, then you'll have problems. This is shown a few times in this gameplay footage. You can see every time I turn away from the camera where the lighthouse is, the screen turns blue. This completely makes sense because on the headset, the lighthouse trackers are only on the front, not on the back, while on the controllers, they're all around. So this makes me think whether future iterations of the product might be able to implement the lighthouse tracking into the actual strap itself. But for now, I think it's kind of a needless issue. The reason is that the lighthouse tracking system has proven time and time again that it's very strong. In my last video, I talked about whether lighthouses work on the ground or at medium height, and I already received some responses from other Vive owners saying they tried it, and for some it worked and some it didn't. So be aware that what the manual says is going to be the best experience and the most consistent one. So this ends my experiment of using only one lighthouse for tracking. I still have one more video to test out one more different way of tracking with the Lighthouse Base stations. I'd like to send out a shout out to Adam the Slave for giving me the ideas for these experiments. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more HTC Vive and other VR related videos in the future. Again, thank you so much for watching.